today's guest scored 3 hit albums, sold out arenas around the world. Somebody call 911 because these lads are back together. Spike, Jimmy and Lee, it's 911.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
We're feeling good.
Are you feeling good? Are you pumped up after that?
Yeah.
Big time,
Yeah.
Hungover, but pumped up.
Well, it's lovely to have you here today. We recently saw you on the big reunion gig in London. It was absolutely incredible.
You like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it took me back to when I was a little girl singing 911 tunes. What was it like for you guys getting up on stage and singing again?
Yeah, it was amazing for us. I mean, we were, we reminisce about ourselves, about, the videos that we shot and the songs that we performed, but it was great seeing some of the fans, Dave, regular faces from the old days when they were outside the hotel. I think we were buzzing for the whole time we were on stage.
And you still got the moves, guys. Your body's
Hey.
shaking like no tomorrow. I was
Can you
like,
do it?
whoa.
Can you do it? Can you do the body shake?
Can you do it?
No, I can't do the body shake.
on.
Come on.
No, not in this get-up, I'm afraid. You guys do it.
I did it actually for the first time. I never usually did it, but on the gig I did it.
Really?
Yeah, so it was
Something
like-
inside was like, do it.
I've been rehearsing it for 13 years, so it's
Music
now
got
come
to
good.
you, didn't it?
Yeah, it's got to me like, but I had a banana down my pants as well at the time, so it was good. So it was all good.
So did it feel good to be back? Is it good to be back as 911?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. It does feel like with 1920 again. And that's the weird
Really?
thing. Last night, it was as if you'd step back in time yourself.
Yeah.
And it was just brilliant. It was fantastic.
Now, Jimmy and Spike, you guys were originally dancers. So did you always want to be in a band or did you just want to dance on stage?
I think it was just dancers for us. I mean, they showed some clips, obviously, in the big reunion with
Yeah.
the Cobblers and the Hitman and
Bandana on it.
I knew that was going to be brilliant.
I was just as bad for like the dress sense back in the days and
You used to
stuff.
wear
but-
cycling shorts, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like,
Shuttlecock down the front.
yeah, no, I didn't need a shuttlecock. So it's all there.
They call him Jumbo Jimmy. I don't know why, but that's what it was back in the day.
But yes, it was great. Yeah, I mean, we always wanted to be dancers. We just had a buzz, just being on stage. But then obviously we kind of saw the reactions that we were getting just from the breakdancing and stuff that we were doing, and that's why we developed 911 basically.
Cool. And how did Lee get in the band?
Paid us.
It was fate. It was fate. I just wrote a letter to my local radio station one day and took it in with a dodgy picture of me, curtains and stuff, like my shirt hanging open. And the boss of the radio station knew their manager at the time, faxed it up to him in Scotland, and he rang me the next day and he's like, I just got this picture and letter. Do you want to meet the guys? I was like, yeah, these guys, they're famous. Spike and Jimmy, I know them off the TV. That was it. We met up in Burger King in Carlisle,
Nice.
and it became 911 from then on. And luckily, we're all the same height.
Oh, there we go.
Bit of a
Could you
fluke,
imagine if
wasn't
there
it?
was like a tall one and
Well,
short one and whatnot?
so
Yeah.
it was obviously meant to be, but it was weird how it got together actually.
Cool. Now, it's fair to say 911 success, you guys earned it the old-fashioned way. Your first 2 hit singles just about crept into the top 40. And then you guys worked your way up. School tours, pop magazine shoots, radio road shows. So tell us about your time trying to make it big.
It took a long
Yeah.
time. It's like when we started, every record company turned us down. They were like, nah, there's too many boy bands out there. And there was only 2 out there. I think Boyzone take that out for E17, and they were like, we're just not into it. We don't think any more would work, so we just kept doing school tours, and we were doing like 6, 7 shows a day some days. We were on the dole.
Yeah,
doing
signing
it.
on, weren't we?
Signing on. It was
Crazy.
hilarious, and we were big in Scotland. Like we were getting a big following, and we found someone who put money into us, so we released the first single on our own record label, and that crept in number 38. But back then, that sold something like 17,000 records first week, which is like, it'd be top 5
Yeah.
nowadays. So then, still no one had signed us, so we put the money from that into another song, and that midweek it was number 8. We were on the Radio 1 road shows and it was number 8, so it was unheard of. We were unsigned.
Yeah.
So it was like, everyone just come clamming for us then.
This is the thing, then you
Yeah.
got snapped up as
Yeah,
soon as they
Virgin
saw.
signed us.
Yeah.
And then that was it. It was easy life then.
Yeah.
Well, so we thought. We didn't realise what was to come.
So do you think boy bands these days would have been given the same patience by the record company, or is the demand for success more instant?
Yeah, it's different nowadays, isn't it? I think they get one song, if that doesn't work, they're gone.
that's it,
yeah,
done.
they're
Yeah,
just
quite
gone.
cutthroat, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's changed so
horrible.
much since our day. Look, downloads, they weren't there when we were back
This is the
releasing
thing,
records.
yeah.
So it's gone, and the sales obviously have gone further down as well. So
Same with the social media as well, wasn't it? There was never
Yeah.
any, Twitter and Facebook. There was none of
Couldn't
that.
have that contact with fans.
No.
You know the response to something you're doing straight away nowadays,
Yeah,
where
it's
we'd have to wait
instant,
till the
isn't it?
next day or the next week to see,
What's
how it's
going
getting
on.
on. But you know pretty much straight away now if people like it or not.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's mental.
It is weird, isn't it? You're sort of talking to people directly instead of, letters and all that business.
And the Saturday morning programmes as well. We had the CD UK.
This is
and
the thing.
All the fully booked, live and kicking. And, you could promote your stuff on there, but there's none of that now,
None of that now. It's difficult for these boy bands. Now, for you guys, did you feel like the pressure was on for that third single to do well? Because obviously the two just crept into the top 40. Or was it like the third record, right, this needs to be big or that's it, we're done?
Well, the third single was still kind of on our record label, wasn't it? I'm not letting them speak.
Carry on, sir.
They bore me, so I'm not letting them. No, it's like, the third single was still kind of on our own record labels, and Virgin was signing us during that time, wasn't it? So, and that went top 10, so we were kind of made up. It was the fourth single where the pressure was when Virgin were involved.
Okay.
So that was the
We
one.
it was that money behind us, a bit more power, press the button, go.
Done,
Rest
go.
of the world, around Europe, Asia, and it just went nuts.
He just went
Mental.
looped.
Yeah.
Well, Don't Make Me Wait was your first top 10 single, and it was quickly followed by a string of top 5 singles. Let's check out one of them right now. Which one would you like out of the following? Don't Make Me Wait, Body Shaking, or The Day We Find Love?
I think we should go for Body Shaking. It's the fans' anthem. It's our biggest selling single. So, and it's also got the body shake, which everyone always likes for some reason. I don't know why. Why, Steph?
Now, boys, by the time you released your second album, the hits were stacking up and there was demand for you all around the world. People wanted a piece of 911. So what did that feel like?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Awful. Hated it.
It was weird going over to Asia because we kind of arrived there with just our tour manager and us three, and the record company didn't tell us that we'd kind of gone number one, and it was we couldn't get out of the airport. It was crazy. So obviously flying into another country and just thinking, right, okay, we've got to go and do some promo, and it was amazing to kind of suddenly turn up, and then the army had to be drafted in because obviously we couldn't get out the airport. I think it's been shown in the show anyway, but yeah, travelling around the world it looks very glamorous, but it was hard work.
It was tiring. Now, you guys were working hard and partying equally as hard.
Yeah.
We were.
Was it taking its toll on you all?
I think it does on anyone if you
Yeah.
party as hard. Like, last 18 months we went nuts, didn't we?
Yeah, it sort
Absolutely
of went
mental.
downhill the last 18 months. We sort of from being a close-knit band, we became leading our own separate things and sort of drifting apart a bit, I think, and we're all just going a bit mentally round the twist. Yeah.
You needed a break, didn't you?
Especially this geezer here.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think it was, we didn't really have much time off in the whole of the 5-6 years, whatever it is we did. It was 24/7, so I think we were just getting a bit mental with each other. It was sending us loopy, and I was
Yeah.
obviously, I think we were all turning to drink, but probably me more so than everyone else.
It's the free alcohol. That's what happens. When you're giving it on a plate,
You take it.
Exactly.
More ways than one.
It's true, it's true. That's
right, yeah.
Now, it wasn't until 1999 that you scored your first #1 single. It was a cover of A Little Bit More. So was that a huge relief to finally have that #1 single?
It was, yeah. It was a long time coming. Was that our 11th single, I think it was? 10th or 11th single. We've been so close with a few of the songs. We had a few number 2s and that. But we always came up against a huge American artist like R. Kelly or something. I think I Believe I Can Fly or Janet Jackson.
I think
and it was
Puff Daddy kept us off #1
Actually,
with...
Missing You, I think it was as
Missing
well.
You.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
First week, we're
Right.
like, who's that Puff Daddy? We're going to be fine, us. No one had ever heard of him.
But it was a buzz to get it finally. We were in Ireland when we found out we were #1 in the UK, and we flew back into the UK, and it was like, yes, we are #1 in the UK. About time.
It was a bit of an anticlimax, though, wasn't it? When they said you're #1, we didn't really party
I
that
loved it. I
night,
don't know
did we?
about you, I loved it.
I went bed.
Well, I think it's
He was too tired to
I know,
inject,
I think I had an
digest-
hangover,
Oh, no.
But at the time, that was kind of when it was becoming the kind of downfall of it. So even though we had kind of a #1 and it was great, it didn't really have the impact. If we'd have done it a few years before,
Earlier
when we
on,
were still on the hype
Yeah.
and loving every minute of it, we'd have probably just gone berserk.
I think the #1 was the beginning of the end of #1, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, because I think that's what we were just striving for all the time. That's what we wanted, the #1, because we'd done everything else.
Yeah.
All around the world, we'd done the arena tours. We had #1s everywhere else, just not this country. And I think once we got it, that was it. We were like, what's next? bar.
Yeah, for more free alcohol. Now you were at the height of your fame when sort of tensions started to happen in the band. What was that like to be in?
Crazy. I think it was just tiredness. The schedule was always like really 16, 17-hour days and stuff, which in any situation is going to take its toll, I guess. And we're all quite different characters, I guess, so rub each other up the wrong way sometimes, and so it's always going to be disagreements, arguments. Excuse me. Yeah, so it was weird. It was really weird.
And do you feel like that was the end of the band when the tensions were happening? You guys were like, okay, we need to stop this now.
Yeah, it's mainly Lee with you two.
Actually, yeah, any problems with me and Jimmy and stuff.
There's only a few times I want to give Lee a slap. So
it's like two bickering brothers a lot of the time and stuff, and you know, Jimmy would threaten to flatten me every now and again. Every day.
Did the other day, didn't he?
Thankfully, he's over there, so I'm safe today.
It was just, I don't know, we just, you know, things happen and stuff, and you disagree with things, and you just say things in the heat of the moment and stuff. But it's cool, we're sort of over all that.
I guess when you're in each other's pockets so much, you know, you're going to have the few like difficulties and spats.
Like everyone.
It's the thing.
You argue with your mum and dad.
Yeah, exactly, and your brothers, and you guys were like brothers, weren't you? You're together every single day.
Exactly.
So
it was just
And it's about the littlest things as well.
This is the
Sometimes
thing.
like a jacket or something like that.
But I think it
Don't
was
like
that, you know, in the old days especially, it was all down to the tiredness. You know, 24/7 is ridiculous. You know,
you're going to snap when you haven't had the sleep you need, and that's
time,
what happened. Well, sadly, in 2000, you guys called it a day with the band, but whose decision was it to say, okay, 911 and no more?
It's just me.
Was
and Lee.
it? Was it you? Was it you?
Jimmy blames us too. I think we're just...
Jimmy had lost the plot, and
Jimmy'd lost the plot, he was walking out of photo shoots and stuff. He couldn't be bothered to do interviews anymore, so we're like, well...
He was walking out of photo
should we end the band? Should we end it? Let's not tell Jimmy.
No.
It was like the end of our contract with Virgin Records
Right.
as well, so it was like...
it was just a good time to go. We would have had the hassle of doing new contracts and all that, whether anyone would give us one, because we'd at the top, but you could see the end anyway. It was kind of... It's a bit weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then we had a meeting before we turned on some Christmas lights up north, and went to this little broom cupboard and said, Jim, I think, you know, we should sort of call it a day. And he was like, what? And we said, well...
You kind of just agreed, though, didn't you? And just walked off.
Yeah, I think it was one of them where you just think, again, because of tiredness, you think, oh, it's just one of those days where you kind of, you're saying stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then I think we went to Asia then, didn't we, for 3 months or 4 months or whatever. And then we did a massive tour out there. And then it came up again. And then we flew back from the whole thing, and it was, oh, by the way, we were announcing it on Chris Moyle's show. I think it was like 2-3 days later, wasn't it? And, oh, by the way, we want you to announce it. I was like, oh, thank you very much.
Ah, passing the buck to poor old Jimmy in the end.
And then we were,
Stop milking it. do you know what the mad thing about it was?
What?
We finished on February the 26th, 13 years ago. The comeback show of the big reunion was on the 26th of Feb, the exact same day,
Wow.
13 years later.
Weird.
That is weird.
It's mad, isn't it? Yeah, it's
But I think
bizarre.
everything happens for a reason. I think you guys were meant to come back and just sort of close that section.
Yeah.
Because obviously you didn't really end on a good note, because you didn't really want to end split up, did you? You just needed that rest.
Yeah, we
what
needed
we
time
should have done
apart,
is say
didn't we?
we need a couple,
Have a
like
break,
a month
exactly.
off, and that's
Take
it.
some time off and then come back and do it. But I guess you don't think at the time when it's all happening so fast.
So young as
You
well.
just
Like,
had
for-
enough.
See, you were young guys.
And doing this big reunion show, it's like we've got a lot of stuff on the table, spoke the truth about each other and
Yeah.
stuff, so we sort of moved on, and hopefully we're a bit more mature to deal with things.
Older and wiser.
Communicate, there you go.
Exactly, there we go.
Older and wiser, not so sure.
You are.
Older, yes.
Wiser, I
Older,
think
yes.
so.
Wiser, not a chance.
Now, you guys were at the height of your fame when you decided to call it a day. If you would have carried on, what level of success do you think 911 would have got to?
I think we would have gone down.
Do you think?
Yeah, because I think when you're not close as a team no more, and you all want to go in different directions, it's just people aren't going to be convinced by you if you're not like together. I think we would have just fallen apart anyway.
Yes, I'll agree with that then.
Gone skiing downhill.
Yeah, that's cool.
So when the band ended, what did you guys get up to individually?
I did some presenting for about a year.
Did you?
Yeah, like it was like a radio station. It was Rick Blaxell who did SMTV and all that, pulled me in.
Oh,
did that for a year, and then I just did away for like a year or two. Like, I just couldn't face the public, I just did. That was it.
Did you hide in a cupboard?
Yeah. I'm big.
Did you?
Yeah. Used to just walk around it
With
with a
loads of
broom.
women in there?
Yeah, a few. Quite a
Lee,
few.
what did you get up to?
I enjoyed the first like 6 months, just like thinking, oh, I don't have to get up early, don't have to get in planes. I hated flying as well at that time. I was scared of it, and you know, I'd been going out with Lindsay from Bewitched for about a year back then, and we just moved into a flat. She was travelling around America with the girls, so I was just like loving having lions and stuff and like de-stressing myself. And after about 6 months, I just like started losing the plot and thinking, what the hell am I going to do with the rest of my life? And yeah, that's when that real down time started with depression and that. So I went into getting all these different therapies and stuff, and I don't know, just trying to find that balance in my life again. You know, going from that real high all the time and you couldn't get that back again.
Yeah.
So I think most people who have been in bands and it finishes, they'll tell the same sort of story. It's how you cope with it, you know, in individual ways. Some people can move forward and do another performing job, or some people just hit depression, and that was what I did. So, but after that, I just like learned photography at the minute. That's what I'm doing, and had a few dance schools for kids and that. So, life has gone on, yeah.
Cool. And Jimmy, what did you get up to?
I lived at the bottom of a bottle for 2 years. No, I did. We came out of Chris Moyles and I drove straight home, and then we didn't speak for
18 months, 2 years or something like that.
And obviously I just kind of went into kind of the depression side of things, and just kind of sat on opening bottles of wine all day and
Didn't even offer us one.
downward slope. So yeah, wasn't a great for a few years looking back now anyway, but kind of eventually got through it. And here we are today.
And here we are today. So now that you're back together, have you got any plans to release any new music?
Well, who knows? I think we're just going to take every step as it
goes,
comes
yeah.
and try and enjoy every minute. It might be around for a couple of years, it might be around 6 months, who knows? So I think just enjoy this moment and stuff, like with the arena tour in May and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Bring it on.
Bring
and if we
it
get
on.
a chance to do an EP or an album, God, we'd jump at it, yeah, of course we would.
Okay.
So-
Now, there's a lot of boy bands these days doing their thing. Do you think it's easier or harder for them to sort of crack it these days?
It depends where they've come from. If they've come from the X Factor, as long as you're in that top three, it's fairly easy, isn't it? It's,
Yeah.
Because you've got that, 6 to 12 million watching you week in, week out, so you should do well off the back of that. So that can be easy. But boy bands try and make it without the X Factor. I just think it's impossible.
Do you think?
Unless you've got big
Do you know
backers.
what? The Wanted, that's the one band probably in the last, 10 years who haven't used a platform like the X Factor to sort of make it, which is like hats off to them, like. But they've had some great songs and they broke America as well, haven't they? So it's quite amazing to do it now. Yeah, I don't think many bands would do it now.
I
Definitely
don't.
Not the way we did it anyway. Definitely not.
Now, boys, what advice would you give the likes of One Direction and Uni and Jay from your experience being a boy band and doing what you've done?
Just to probably enjoy it. It looks very glamorous to everybody on the outside looking, what they're doing, travelling around the world and stuff. And I'm sure there's probably stuff going on in the band even now that we were talking about, spending so much time with each other and different personalities and stuff. But I think just to enjoy every day and know that at the end of the day, your time's going to come when it's time to move on and kind of accept it. But yeah, I'm sure they're kind of, loving travelling around the world and stuff. But yeah, I think the main thing is just remember that it is a business and you're getting the opportunity to release songs and stuff like that. But the big thing, I think, is just enjoy it.
And ask for a break.
Yeah.
A
Get lots
lunch
of
break
holidays.
at least.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Give us some sandwiches, something like that. I'd say my advice would be watch the big reunion every single episode.
Right?
Yeah.
And you'll get a hint of what could possibly come. Whether you've got
Okay.
$1 million in the bank or nothing in the bank, it's all about this bank, innit?
Ah, there we
Innit?
go.
You sounded like
I'm
Sean.
Wise words from Lee, and on that
Carlisle,
note, pardon?
I'm from Carlisle, but I'm talking South London. What's going on?
I think you're hanging around with me, that's why.
That's what it is, yeah.
Southern lady. Say lady. Well, thank you very much, guys, for popping in
Thank you.
today and
Thank
talking
you.
to us. Thank you. Well, have a good rest of the year. I'm sure you will. We've got loads going on,
Hopefully,
especially
yeah.
our arena tour. That'll be fun. And now I think we're going to sign out with another one of your videos, and you get to choose which one. So would you like to see a little bit more Party People Friday Night or Private Number?
Ooh, what a choice.
What do you reckon?
Party people.
Party people.
Shot in Hollywood. Was it Hollywood we shot?
Yeah,
it?
Beverly Hills,
yeah, we
Hollywood,
did.
yeah.
Oh, the glamour.
The glamour, I tell you.
And
Spike with his white hair.
I got
was it
drunk
yellow
the
or
day
white?
before, and we'd done the photo shoot, hadn't we, with my dark hair and everything, the video photo shoot and everything. And I turned up to the video with blonde hair because I got drunk and dyed it blonde.
Did you
I
get in
woke up next
trouble?
morning,
Yeah,
looked
he
in the mirror,
did.
went,
He did like.
I got
like,
loads,
what
yeah,
you
they
doing?
went mad. I think the photo shoot we did was like 50 grand or something with that guy who did Bond and everything, and it was ruined.
No. You ruined it all, Spike.
Naughty boy, isn't he?
I had a good night though.
Yeah, he had a good time in the end.